What's going down, y'all? It's the Wake Up Crew, Ray G, joined again by my man Jay Rich here to talk some NBA prop plays for this Sunday, November 20th, 2022 NBA slate. Got a couple of picks that we're going to recommend on the channel today. If it's your first time here, we don't make you pay for picks. Just hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, like on your way out. Take what you like, leave what you don't. But if you do want to be a part of our Discord community, patreon.com/all gas. We just talk props, man. We're not charging 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks for a service. $7 a month, get you in our Discord. We talk plays all the time. Hockey, college football, NBA, NFL, all that good stuff. Link is in the description below. But a quick recap of the plays that we talked about on the channel yesterday before we get into today's plays. Jaden McDaniels over his first half points of 4.5. That cashed, and Joel Embiid under his first half fantasy score, that cashed as well. So hopefully we got some good stuff on the docket for us today to win some cash. But let's get into the plays right after the intro.
For all the high-flying action, take a step back and relax. It's time to count that money, the NBA props. No look any further. You know what time it is. Presented by PRIZEPICKS, NBA props. Let's
count that money, man. All right, Jay. So I want to kick this off. I love those first half plays, you know. And
you
again,
love
I didn't
them,
even
man.
talk
They
about
scare the hell out of me.
The third play that I talked about, that cash as well. I told everybody about Anthony Simon's second half fantasy score. For whatever reason, that thing is cash freaking money. That hit yesterday as well. So really 3-0 yesterday. But first half, I love him. I know you're terrified of him, but I'm going right back to Kristaps Porzingis, his first half points versus Charlotte. They're not giving us the fantasy score. You cowards, give us the fantasy score. But you see what he's been doing over his last 5. He has been crushing it. 14, 20, 19, 15, and 12. And who does he get today? He gets the Charlotte Hornets, who defensively not very good at all. If we just look at what Charlotte's allowing, 24 points per game to the center, power forward position, whatever Porzingis is. 21st in field goal percentage allowed. Defense for the power forward, 25th best matchup for Porzingis. And we look at his first half points, go over here to StatMuse. He has been absolute cash this season. He's only missed this total in 3 games this season, and that was late October, and then earlier this month, he had 5 versus Memphis. But outside of that, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, and 20 first half points. He is in a zone. I'm staying in the Flames. It's a great matchup defensively for him. I want Porzingis more than 10.5 first half points.
Yeah, Ray, I mean, what do you want me to say, man? You laid the case. We've talked about Porzingis many times. He's been on a crazy hot streak. I think now having Beal back does add a little bit on the perimeter as well. And we've seen what Kuzma's done for that team, kind of being an all-around player for them. But Porzingis really has been that engine, to my surprise. I thought it would be Beal, but Porzingis is playing great. I'm going to be going a little bit further out west, actually, for my play. I'll be talking about Andrew Wiggins over his points of 16.5. I think that's a play that we can play today. Up against the Houston Rockets, you see he's been a little bit up and down, but he has been all right so far. So he's averaging about 18 points per game over the last 5. He's scored 20 in 5 of his last 8 games. But the big thing here is Houston. They allow the most points to opposing small forwards, the 4th most points to opposing power forwards. So whether you think he's a small forward, power forward, they're terrible against both. 6th most 3-pointers allowed to small forwards. They're also 2nd worst in rebounding, 4th worst in assists allowed, 1st in blocks and steals allowed. So literally, however you want to target him, he is in a great spot. I like the points the best. You can go after the points, rebounds, and assists. And of course, the fantasy score is always an option as well. I really like the play. You're looking at his first half.
I was just looking.
Is it going to be in the first half, second half? I don't know. I'll take the full game total at 16.5. I think that's my favorite number of all of them. He has been scoring fairly well. So for me, I think that's where I would go with my favorite play. There's a couple other ones I'm looking at, but I know that, Ray, you are eyeing some as well.
Yeah, I really like this one. Houston, this is just going to be up and down. Is this game on the road or in Houston? We know the Warriors.
They're on the road. Yeah, those road Warriors, man.
Road Warriors. This is, I really like this play. Do you know what the books have this juice to right now for Wiggins?
Let me look it up really quickly. I believe it was even. It's one that no one's really caught on to yet, which is surprising because of the matchup. But typically this one will move a little bit, but I don't think many are on this one as of right now. Everyone's still focused on the NFL. Yeah, it's about even, -110 to -125, depending on the book you're looking at. So some slight juice to the over on some books, but a lot of people are still just watching their football, as you see for me in the back here. But I think that Wiggins in a great spot. It's not always a day that we have a smash play with a correlation and a matchup like we see with Anthony Simons almost every every day. This is one where he's been fairly consistent. He's been playing well. He's been scoring over 20 points. His line's only 16.5, and he's got the best matchup in the NBA for a small forward. So that's where we're attacking the matchup in the Houston Rockets, and I think he will be successful tonight.
All right, Jay, I like that play. I will be adding that as a core play. I really do like that versus Houston and Wiggins, man. He's kind of one of those players, man. He can drive to the cup, but if he gets streaky from the outside, he'll just keep gunning. He'll keep gunning. And right now with Klay Thompson struggling to shoot the ball, Jordan Poole's not shooting the ball well, I think they're going to need Wiggins to pick this one up on the road. The Warriors desperately need a road win. I want to talk about a matchup versus depleted Pistons team and Domantas Sabonis, his points at 18.5, Jay. I really like this for Sabonis. I know he has not hit this in back-to-back games. Versus Brooklyn, tough matchup versus KD. I think we played him this night, even though the data said don't do it, and that's what happens when you go against the trend, go against the data. And then versus the Spurs, he had 16. But tonight, he gets a Detroit team that is down Cade Cunningham. They are down. Isaiah Stewart's not playing in this one, and Sadiq Bey is also out of that matchup. So if we look at Detroit and the matchup here for Sabonis, points allowed, this is a great matchup. 29th in points allowed, 26th in field goal percentage, 29th in power forward defense, and 21st in free throws allowed. I think Sabonis is going to have his way. He has not faced the Pistons in a while. The last time Sabonis faced the Pistons, I think he had 37 minutes, and it was a monstrous game. I think he had like 27, 13 rebounds, something like that. Let's just pull it up. Game log versus Detroit. Let's see what he did the last time. Here it is right here. So the last time he played the Pistons. All right, so no, I was wrong. I was looking at the points versus the Pistons. 2019 is when he had 27, 13, and 2 versus the Pistons, but the last time he faced his team in 2021, last December, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 15 and 11 in that game before that. But this isn't the same Pistons team. They're depleted. This is juiced to the over on the books at 18.5. This is a core play for me, so I'm taking Sabonis more than 18.5 points versus a depleted Pistons team.
Yeah, you talked about the game against Brooklyn. That was a blowout, right? So we're not going to look too far there, but you're right. He's got a great matchup. The Pistons are god-awful, and I don't expect them to be much better tonight. They also play at a pretty fast pace. They have some decent players, but, their most exploitable matchup is really down inside, right? Because if they don't have the presence inside, they're going to get dominated by Sabonis. There's plenty of potential for offensive rebounds, and so I do really like that one, Ray. There's a few more I want to run by you. One of them is Kyle Kuzma, talking about his rebounds and assists. It's one that's hitting 5 straight, so you're not going to see that on PrizePicks because they don't like to show us those rebounds and assists, even though they are hitting very frequently. Bradley Beal is obviously back, and that has not impacted Kuzma at all. He's been averaging 15.4 rebounds and assists over his last 5 games. Ooh. Again, the line's only 11.5. They're the worst team at allowing rebounds and assists. Charlotte is. So you talk about Sabonis Porzingis and why you like him. Similar matchup with Kuzma with a bigger player up against a bad defense, and this is minus 135 on the books right now or higher. So it is one that has been moving quite a bit. I believe DK is actually the lowest at minus 130. So if you like it as one that's hitting 5 straight, it's not what I'm all in on, but I think it's a pretty good play if you do like it.
Jay, I kind of like that, man. I don't know if it'd be a core play. What do they have it on PrizePicks? 11.5.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
So he's 17, 14, 14, 19, and then 13 in the last game. So since Beal has come back, he's at 19 and 13. And like you mentioned, right, the rebounding matchup for them is not very good. They haven't been rebounding the ball very well. I believe they're 30th in the NBA in terms of allowing rebounds and assists, 16.9 per game to opposing power forwards. Like I mentioned, he's been averaging 15.4. We have him projected for right around 14.6. So it's a pretty good matchup, and he's projected to go way over, like I mentioned, minus 130 on the books right now for Kyle Kuzma.
I just have to preface this, Jay. Again, as you're watching this, you don't take everything. I would not recommend a 6-leg flex over on PrizePicks if you run these plays. Please, if you want to stop here, these are the 3 core plays. Porzingis more than 10.5 first half points, Wiggins more than 16.5 points, and then Sabonis more than 18.5 points. I do like that Kyle Kuzma rebounds and assists line. We would include that as a flex if you take it. And then I just want to say, Jay, there are 2 first half plays that I'm looking at in the NBA, not core plays, but Kelly Oubre. And I know Gordon Hayward is back, but his 9.5 points are back. And this is just, you just bet it. It's just been money every time. And even versus Cleveland in his last game, he had 0 points in the first quarter. He had 2 fouls, 0 points, and then somehow, some way, Oubre in that second quarter went ahead and cashed it for us. I do like 9.5 points for Oubre. And then Bogdanovich without, anybody for Detroit. No Cade Cunningham, no Isaiah Stewart, no Sadiq Bey. I am going to run some Bojan Bogdanovich first half points as well. So I like both of those. Not recommending Oubre or Bogdanovich as core plays, but I'm just letting you know where the thought process is. I love those first half plays. And much like Anthony Simons last night, look for, after the first quarter, Bogdanovich's second half fantasy score. You got to get it right after the first quarter is over. They'll put it up. He's been money in the second half as well. So just want to run those additional couple of plays out there, but not recommended as core plays. Jay, anything else you want to drop on the people before we get out of here?
I'm toying with the idea, Ray. I will run one by the people, and it is John Conchar over his points if they're up on PrizePicks at 10.5. They're not up right now, but he hit 5 threes against Oklahoma City. He's going to be the starting shooting guard for the Memphis Grizzlies tonight with Desmond Bane being out. But like I mentioned, he hit 5 threes last game. And John Morant is out, so that will makes up for the difference of the playmaking. There is a bit of an issue there, but Tyus Jones is still a competent passer. And again, the Brooklyn Nets are the worst team in the NBA at allowing threes to opposing shooting guards. If he can make his shots, he's probably a pretty good bet to go over 10.5. He's going to play a lot of minutes more likely than not. I do kind of like him, but just when I was looking at on the books, his 3-point line is 1.5 minus 190. So People are projecting him to go way over that number more likely than not. He should be good for around 3 threes, but he will have to get a little bit more than that. On the books, it's 10.5 right now. It's even money. It was just one I was looking at because I know that Brooklyn's so bad versus shooting guards. You may want to take Dylan Brooks, but he's going to be moving to the 3, and that kind of screwed me when I played his rebounds last game. But again, Conchar will be the 2, and he's the guy you want to exploit against Brooklyn. Kyrie will be back though, so maybe we'll see some Kyrie defense tonight. I don't know. I'm not going to expect a whole lot there from Brooklyn, though.
Yeah, not a lot I'm expecting either from Brooklyn. But those are the plays. We gave you 3 cores and then a couple of potential flexes, some first half plays. If you're adventurous like I am, Jay Rich stays away from those first half plays. I love them. So that's what we're rocking with today. As always, take what you like, leave what you don't. Just hit that thumbs up button on your way out of the building. And if you do want to be a part of our Discord community, it's $7 a month and you can participate, or $10 a month and you can participate in all the betting stuff that we have. Patreon.com/allgas. As always, we appreciate you being here. If you tail, give PrizePicks hell. And if we fail, don't bail. We'll be back tomorrow with Monday Night Football plays. And throughout the Thanksgiving holiday, we will still continue to put out content for the NBA. Good luck. Good night. We're out. Peace.